G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, one of the most useful things you can have in the workshop, provided you've got compressed air, is one of these pencil die grinders. And I bought this one, decades ago, I think, a long time. And it's been fantastic. Provided you oil them, they'll go forever, basically. But they're invaluable for doing fine work, drilling, grinding, burrs, cutting discs, all sorts of stuff. I'll show you the accessories that I've got for mine. So there's a good selection of bits and pieces, saws and stones and sanding drums and burrs. And there's a 6mm one. The rest are all 3mm or 1/8 of an inch as they had in the old days. And I've even got a little mount for it so I can mount it on the tool post and use it as a tool post grinder. It's really good, excellent, fantastic thing. They're all the bits. But when you buy these, you only get a couple of collets with it. And over the years, they get a bit of a hammering, and of course there's only two sizes, 3mm and 6mm. And I wanted a bigger one. I wanted some others. And so anyway, I looked on eBay and Amazon to see what the cheapest set I could buy was. And I mean, these will take the Dremel collet, little collets designed for Dremels, but they're not actually the same profile on the nose cap as the Dremel. They're slightly different angle. Apart from that, they're the same, and they'll still screw up uniformly, and you can reprofile the noses on the collets if you want to, and I may even do that on the ones I've bought, because I've just bought some. And what did I buy? Well, I bought the cheapest brass collet set I could find on eBay and Amazon, basically. And it was a 7-piece set for $3.37 Australian or $2.28 US. I mean, I didn't want to, basically the collets, but you got a little chuck thing with it as well, which I don't really need. But for 5 collets, I think it's pretty good value, And anyway, I'll show you what I got. Okay, so you saw the screen grab, and here's the set in the flesh. And actually, it's pretty well made in most areas. The collets are uniform. I've tried them in the air die grinder, and they're accurate. Yeah, they're well made. I wouldn't have too many concerns about those. The only thing that's dodgy on it is this little chuck that you get. Now, I've added the shaft in this to check it for uniformity, to mount it. I'll probably never use this thing, because I would always mount the collets in the die grinder nose. That way you got the best accuracy. And you want to have as little overhang as possible. Whenever you use burrs, you always have the burr as short as possible to stop any chance of it bending or catching or flexing. It's just better, more control. So this thing came with it, which I didn't really want or need. I added the shaft. And so it's actually well made on the base. That's accurate. That's true. The thread's good. But where it's really crappy, where it falls down, is the nose cap. The nose cap isn't a good fit. It goes on, but look at the wobble. Look at that. That's shit house. And that's really bad. I mean, that's bloody hopeless. That would never ever pull up accurately. On a collet set like this, it's vital that the nose cap, pulls up tightly on the thread. Otherwise, it'll pull up on an angle this way or that way, or up and down. I mean, that's shocking. So if you do buy one of these sets, and I'm assuming they're all the same, because they do look the same to me. I mean, there's heaps and heaps of people selling these. Prices vary from what I paid, which was the actual absolute rock bottom, and was took ages to come from China. It took a month to come from China. Whereas the other ones will do it in a much shorter time. But then, you could pay I've seen this same set advertised for $30 US. This is Australian, US, $30. I mean, it's crazy money. Some people are asking for exactly the same thing. Well, as far as I can see, it looks to be exactly the same thing. So this is just a quick heads up, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. I think they're good. The collets themselves are really good. They're very accurate, and if you're after some collets for your Dremel, well, it's a good way to do it. And if you've got an ear grinder and you want some different ones for the nose, you know, different sizes, smaller stuff, which I do need now because I got all those burrs given to me by one of the viewers, and a lot of them are small shank, and they don't fit the 3mm holders. So in this case, one of these, which one is it? Is the right size. I think it's that one. Let's have a look. Here's one of the burrs he sent me, and these are 2.4. That's a perfect fit. Look at that. That's really good. I'll stick it in the die grinder and spin it over, and you can see how it pulls in with that nose chamfer, the angle, and also you can see how accurate it is. Okay, I'll just crank up the air. That's not bad. I mean, it's not absolutely perfect. There's a tiny bit of weave at very, very low rev. But it's pretty accurate. It's plenty accurate enough to do the job anyway. And I'll show you what I mean about this chuck thing. Right, here's the chuck. That's not too bad accuracy-wise. They did quite a good job on that as far as machining that up. It's not bad. But we put the cap on it, and the cap's hopeless. And I'll put this in here, this collet in it, which we tried previously, and it was tracking pretty true in the pencil die grinder chuck. Now we'll turn this on. Look at that. So you can see that run out. Look at that. It's bloody terrible. So it's crap. And this chuck is total crap. Apart from that, the collets are good. Collets are excellent. So just be warned, if you do buy this unit, that's what you're going to get. Another thing to be aware of too is that the Dremels and these pencil die grinders use different threads on the nose cap. So this chuck here, this nose cap won't fit this. The thread's different, and also it's the wrong diameter. It would probably go into the Dremel. It's probably a Dremel thread, but even so, it's a poorly made thread. And overall, this thing's only worth buying for the collets, which are really, really very, very good. And that's actually all I ever wanted in the first place. But I just want to warn you, if you're going to buy one of these, be aware that, yep, that's rubbish. The rest is good. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Cheers.